spread the love.
I know this waitress works in a small cafe, serves you with a smile, gives all her tips away to the needy homeless souls that drop in late at night. She can't afford it, but it helps them see the light. We can all be little suns, shedding light everywhere we go, warming up our atmosphere, causing that love to grow. Or we can keep to our own space and let the world be a colder place. Or we can all be little suns. I know this fella, he sings high and sweet, plays 12-string guitar, plays it with his feet. Now he may not have arms, but he's got that light within, and when he sings and plays, he shines it out again. We can all be little suns, shedding light everywhere we go, warming up our atmosphere, causing that love to grow. We can keep to our own space, let the world be a colder place. Or we can all be little suns. Mother Teresa would give you her own shirt. That little old lady out tackling great big hurt. A supernova is what she's come to be, but she can always use some help from sons like you and me. We can all be little suns, shedding light everywhere we go, warming up our atmosphere, causing that love to grow. Or we can keep to our own space and let the world be a colder place. Or we can all be little suns. We've all known trouble, everyone has felt the loss, everyone has stood the strain from carrying around their cross. Now with all this common ground, why don't we plant the seed and reap the harvest that we all so badly need? We can all be little suns, shedding light everywhere we go, warming up our atmosphere, causing that love to grow. Or we can keep to our own space and let the world be a colder place. Or we can all be little suns. We can all be little suns, shedding light everywhere we go, warming up our atmosphere, causing that love to grow. Or we can keep to our own space and let the world be a colder place. Or we can all be little suns. Ah yeah, we can all be little suns. All right, we can all be little suns.
Cool, clear waterfall running down a rock wall to a pool below. And there I sit upon the grass, letting my cares simply pass away from me. 'Neath a shady palm, everything is so calm all around me now. It's just a vision that I have, but it's a tonic and a salve to my jangled nerves. It's my peace preserve. Somewhere across the barren land, across the burning sand, there's an oasis. Sometime what I need to find just to ease my mind is an oasis in the world like no one's in charge. Bedlam everywhere. But it's really not the case. There's a quiet, peaceful place inside of me. And it's in all of us. But when we fight and we fuss, we forget it's there. But if we all just try to bring out that peace inside, the dark clouds above would rain down love. Somewhere across the barren land, across the burning sand, there's an oasis. Someday what I hope and pray is we find our way to the oasis. The oasis. The oasis. Through many millennia we wandered in search of a paradise. Most everyone found some ground, settled down, built a town, looked around, said this looks nice. Don't you think it's a doggone crime after all this time that we haven't found peace yet? Maybe the path we're on's a dead end, friend, if we've gone about as far as we can get. What I see on the horizon in front of me is not a mirage, it's a place that we all want to be. A place of love and of pastures of plenty. So fill your cup, drink it up. Somewhere across the barren land, across the burning sand, there's an oasis. Sometime what I know we'll find in our common mind is an oasis. Somewhere across the barren land, across the burning sand, there's an oasis. Someday we'll be there to stay when we find our way to the oasis. The oasis. The oasis. I had my ears tuned to the wind since about 1963, when I heard there were some answers blowing there. A whole bunch of burning questions welled up inside of me, but I never heard an answer anywhere. So those questions went unanswered through the laughter and the tears, and I figured I'd just solve them all on my own. One day I heard something that was music to my ears, and the mysteries were solved. I should have known. So radio, coming through the night. So radio, made everything all right. So radio,
quiet voice. Radio. A natural choice. Soul Radio. I just tuned it in. Soul Radio. Couldn't help but win with nothing but the truth from the broadcast deep inside my soul. Soul Radio. Let the good times roll. You know, this whole world's so full of trouble. Sometimes it fills me up with doubt. Some days I feel 100 shades of blue. Don't even want to face the music, so I try to tune it out. But tuning in, that's the thing I ought to do. Yeah, you learn more when you listen. The more you listen, more you grow. The more you grow, the more doubt fades away. So when it all gets all too much, it's deep inside I go. Where I listen to my heart's this jockey say. What we say? Soul Radio. For my morning drive. Soul Radio. Brings me home at 5. Soul Radio. In the midnight hour. Radio. More than 1 billion watts of power. Soul Radio. I just turn it up. Soul Radio. And it fills my cup. Nothing but the truth from the broadcast booth deep inside my soul. Soul Radio, let the good times roll. Just like a beam from some transmitter at a station on a mountain, across the border with no limit to its power. Soul Radio is calling out all day and through the night. It's there to serenade me in my darkest hour. It's gonna serenade me in my darkest hour. Soul Radio. Whispers in my ear. Soul Radio. All I need to hear. Soul Radio. Commercial free. Radio. For eternity. Soul Radio. I just set my dial. Soul Radio. And it makes me smile. Soul Radio. Coming through the night. Making everything alright. Soul Radio. Soul Radio. Nothing but the truth from the broadcast booth deep inside my soul. Soul Radio. Let the good times roll. Soul Radio. Let the good times roll. Listen. Soul Radio. No static. It's automatic. Request lines are open. Soul Radio. Yeah, it's coming through the night, making everything alright. I can hear it now. Soul Radio. I woke up this morning, it sure felt like spring. I didn't much need for my alarm clock to ring, 'cause I was up before daylight with my team colors on. I can't wait any longer, color me gone. Down to the ballpark, first game of the year. I got my peanuts and Cracker Jack, hot dog and a beer. Toss out the first pitch, get this game underway. 6 months I've waited for opening.
So we're going to be going online. We're online now. Ladies and gentlemen, hi. Welcome to the fully opened Folkey Monkey. For the first time, fully open. No restrictions to the in-house audience. And those of you who are at home, thank you for being here through the magic of technology. My name is Joe Rathburn, and I'm your host this evening. And I'll be accompanied by a couple of great musicians, and I'll have a great guest with me. I want to make sure that everybody's ready back there. I think they probably are. But as you know, we always have a guest, and the guest always picks a theme, and tonight's theme is the music of the Doors. So we'll be doing some Doors music for you this evening, as well as our own original material, mine and my guests. Let me bring out the band first. We're going to start with our percussionist this evening, percussionist extraordinaire, Mr. Jeff Stasny. There he is. Jeff's been with me the longest at the Folkey Monkey, and years before that as well. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Joe.
How you doing?
Damn good, I'd say.
Good to see you. And on bass guitar tonight, Mr. Jim Reeves, bass player about town. Man's so busy, it's hard to pry him away, get him to do a gig these days. Hi, Jim.
Hey. Hi.
How are you, eh?
Oh, fantastic.
Good. And the last but not least, our announcement, the last announcement to start the show, my guest, all the way from Tehachapi, California, Mr. James Lee Stanley. Looking sharp, James Lee.
Thank you. Jello. I've been studying Spanish, so these are closed, so there's no chance of spill.
That's good. What did you do, the flippy thing?
Nothing. I did nothing.
You do the water flippy thing?
Nothing, honey.
On the $20,000 Steinway piano. Yamaha.
Everybody's got one of those.
Okay. We're going to get this show kicked off for the benefit of those who were waiting online. We were late for them. We were on time for you guys. Almost. Anyway, we're going to start off with a Doors song. Probably the first Doors song most of us heard.
I have to tell you a story about this song, though. I was with my pal Ray Fowle, and we were driving on the campus of San Jose State. And he was driving a little VW Bug, you know, and Donahue, Tom Donahue was the DJ in San Francisco, and he was always way ahead of the curve. And we were listening to him, and Light My Fire came on the radio, and I mean, our jaws dropped, and Ray couldn't drive while the song was on. He had to pull over to hear that song, and I don't think the opium had anything to do with it.
Ready, Jim? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You know that I would be untrue. You know that I would be a liar if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. Time for hesitations through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try not, we could only lose. Now love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. if I was to say to you, girl, we couldn't get much higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on fire. The time no hesitations through. No time to wallow in the mire. Try now, we can only lose, and our love become a funeral pyre. Come on, baby, light my fire. Come on, baby, light my fire. Try to set the night on 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 fire.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good jam song. Hey, hi, Liz. How you doing?
We thought you'd never get here. We stalled. We couldn't tell it was your third glass of wine. Wow.
I want to do that one again at the end.
No, we actually, the Doors always traditionally close their shows with "The clock says it's time to go."
Oh,
in
the
Soul
end,
Kitchen.
yeah.
No, the Soul Kitchen. That was the one Jim liked to end the sets with. I did a whole album of Doors songs, but I did them as if I was Crosby, Stills, and Nash. So they completely rearranged all the tunes, and I did it because I ran into John Densmore from the Doors. And he liked it. I did the Stones first like that. I did the Stones like Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And then I ran into John. Actually, I went there with his book to get him to sign it because I was just such a screaming fan. And he said, James Lee Stanley, I love that thing you did to the Stones. And I was like, John Densmore knows them on the planet? You know, I mean, I was so thrilled. I was sincerely thrilled. And I said, I have the book. And he said, listen. Okay, yeah, well, this was the first book, Riders on the Storm. Yeah, no, we're talking about the very first book. So he signed it, and he said, sit down. He said, I love what you did to the Stones. And then during lunch, he said, you know what? If you do the Doors like you did the Stones, I'll play on it. And I said, okay.
Twist my arm.
Really. And so he played on it, and Timothy Smith from the Eagles played on it, and Paul Barrera from Little Feat, Lawrence Stewart from Wings, Peter Tork from the Monkees. As a matter of fact, I'm the only person on that recording that's not famous. Yeah. So, and I was on the road in Texas, and my cell phone rings, and the guy goes, James Lee Stanley? And I said, yes. He said, this is Robbie Allen Krieger. And I said, okay. And he said, listen, I heard you doing our tunes. Do you need more guitar? And I said, Robbie, we'll fit you in. You know, so he played on it. And then he said, you want me to get Ray to play on it? And I said, no, because if Ray's organ was on there, it would have just been a Doors record because that was such an iconic sound, you know. So anyhow, here's the tune that I put on I did Light My Fire, but much, much different than that. I didn't use their chords.
Why?
Or their melody.
They're vastly overrated, chords and melody.
Well, you know, I like to reinvent the things. Although this is sort of close, I think. Maybe not. We'll see. Let's swim to the moon. Let's climb through the tide. Surrender to the waiting world. The daylight tries to hide. Nothing ever open. Nothing to decide. Step in Let's climb through the tide, surrender to the waiting world. The daylight tries to hide. Nothing left open, nothing to decide. Slip into that river on our moonlight drive, moonlight drive. Let's swim to the moon. Let's climb through the tide. Reach your hand to hold me, but I cannot be your guide. Easy, I love you as I watch you glow, falling through that forest on our moonlight drive, moonlight drive. Take a little ride down, down, down by the ocean side. Wanna get real close, get real close. Yeah, we're gonna get real tight. Down, down, down by the ocean side. Thank you for that. It's your turn, Joe.
It is mine. Turn. It is mine. My turn. The turn is mine. And I'm going to do one of my own tunes here. Why not? And
they never do any of ours.
this is the key of E, for those of you who are keeping score and reading charts. And there was a time when I did a lot of gigs amongst the Parrot Head Nation. You know, Jimmy Buffett fans. And hey, Ray. Ray's out there. I'm just acknowledging the folks online. Thanks, Mark. Mark Danishofsky. No, not Ray. Ray Manzarek, no. But Mark Danishofsky is out there and says it sounds phenomenal. And who? I can't read that name. Oh, hi, Joel. Woohoo! This is great. All right, so we got some folks online out there. That's good to know.
You can read that?
I can't read the bottom line.
I can't either. It turns out that thing about self-abuse is true. Did I say that out loud?
Think I'm turning, Japanese.
If that was true, you'd you'd have eyes in the back of your head.
So when I was playing for the Parrot Heads, I got the idea to write this song, because Parrot Heads basically are Jimmy Buffett fans, and they long to live the lifestyle of Jimmy Buffett, and many of them come very close, if not exceed it, and that would be a certain amount of debauchery and a certain amount of indulgent lifestyle. The ability to travel at will, go to islands, fly on seaplanes, take cruises, to just basically live a pretty good life, And but not everybody can do that, They listen to the music and they long for that lifestyle, but they're stuck in a cubicle somewhere in South Dakota. So I wrote this song for them. This is called Imaginary Sailor. I should be at E. Did you get the message that I sent? There's a chart on E. You got that?
Yeah.
Pay no attention to those people behind the microphones.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
There's an imaginary sailor on an imaginary sea, on a dream of a sailboat, imaginary me. I'm off to seek adventure, whatever I can find, on some imaginary island in my mind. And it's heave-ho, matey, let the four winds blow, wherever they may blow, that's where I'll be. And it's clear skies, that should come as no surprise. The man who makes the weather here is me. So it's smooth sailing far as I can see. I've got the hold full of provisions that I picked up along the way. I've got enough to last forever, nah, forever and a day. Got lots of food and drink and laughter, got time to think and time for song. So if you wanna go, well, I'll take you along. And it's heave-ho, matey, let the four winds blow, wherever they may blow, I know I'm free. And it's clear skies, that should come as no surprise. The man who makes the weather here is me. So it's smooth sailing far as I can see. Reggae. The books I've read and the folks I've known have filled my heart with wonder. Their tales have taken me from way up north to way down under. By the stars, it ain't that far from where I was to where I are. It may not be a long way to where I want to be, but eventually imagination meets reality. and it's heave-ho, matey. Let the four winds blow. Wherever I may go, that's where I'll be. And it's clear skies, that should come as no surprise. The man who makes the weather here is me. And it's smooth sailing far as I can see. There's an imaginary sailor on an imaginary sea. On a dream of a sailboat, imaginary me.
Thank you. Nice job, James Lee.
So,
And guys?
Thank you all. So, speaking of Jimmy Buffett, I was playing this real toilet in Chicago. I'm not kidding. It was such a funky bar that they used to actually keep a tea strainer behind the bar, so when they poured any of the back liquor into glasses, they had those little bar pours, you know, and insects used to get down there. So they would pour the drinks below the bar where you couldn't see it, and the tea strainer would catch the legs and the wings and stuff, and then.
And then they made a special cocktail at the end of the night out of that.
And yeah, so it would, yeah, really. So when you had a green mosquito, you had a green mosquito, you know. But in any event, it was the folk club in Chicago. It was at North and Wells in Old Town, and it was called the Earl of Old Town. And a lot of people got their start there, John Prine and Steve Goodman. And this one night, I'm playing there, and I was acquainted with Steve, and Steve came in, and he brought Jimmy Buffett with him, you know. So it was like one of my last sets. I would play from 9:30 at night until 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and then on the weekends, they would go late. Yeah, it was like a real job, 8 hours. It was terrible. But in any event, Buffett and Goodman come in and they sit down. So I finish my set, and I go over and I sit down with him, and we're drinking and talking. And Buffett goes, "You know, Stanley, no one cares about those sensitive tunes you're writing." And I said, "Why, thank you, Jimmy." And he said, "You know, I have a song right now. It's on every jukebox in the South. It's making me famous. It's going to make me rich." And I said, "Gee, that's fantastic for you. What's the tune?" And he said, "It's called Why Don't We Get Drunk and Screw?" And I said, "Gee, I must admit it never occurred to me to write that particular song. But if it's doing well for you, great. But I mean, I have no interest in writing a tune like that." Well, years passed. I'm standing in line in Westwood. I'm in a long line, a block-long line to get into Britanno's bookstore because I want to have my copy of A Pirate Looks at 50 signed by one Jimmy Buffett, who flew here in his own plane from Key West, where he keeps his yacht. And I thought, you know, maybe I didn't think this through. So I decided I have to write a song that kind of resonates with your lower chakras, you know. So I came up with this one. It's a pretty simple tune. It's essentially a circle of fifths, like G to B to E to A to D. Okay. So the chorus, and you have to sing along, otherwise we lock the doors and you stay here the rest of your lives. So it goes like this: the more I drink, the less I think. The less I think, the better I feel. The better I feel, the more I drink. I got a system and it works for me. Okay, so that's it. So the chorus once and then we'll do it. And I'll play the first one so you can see what it goes. The more I drink, the less I think. The less I think, the better I feel. The better I feel. The more that I drink, I got a system and it works for me, okay? I think, the better I feel. The better I feel, the more that I drink. I got a system and it works for me. I didn't need that wife, it was her idea. We're better off now. We're both of us freer. No more honey don'ts, no more honeydews. It's just me and this bottle of booze. Everybody, the more I drink, the less I think, the less I think, the better I feel. The better I feel, the more that I drink. I got a system and it works for me. Well, thanks to Citizens United, hold on to that people. Thanks to Citizens United, McConnell, the Koch brothers, too. We don't have to wonder about what our government might do. They just go their own way, and we've got no say. It's the best Senate money can buy. The more I drink, the less I think, the less I think, the better I feel. The better I feel, the more that I drink. I got a system and it works for me. On your own now. It works for me. I got a system and it works for me. I got a system and it works for me. Thank you. I thought I had to lower the level, and it feels I've succeeded beyond my wildest expectations. So, yes, I've done it.
Love me 2 times.
Okay, Yosef,
Love me 2 times.
I'll do what I can. I'm old.
All right. Yeah, here's another Doors song. Probably the second Doors song that I ever heard. And
So it's called Love Me 2 Times.
yeah, it's called Love Me 2 Times.
It reminds me of that old joke, once a king, always a king. Once a night is enough. You never heard that?
No? That's a good one. That's a good one.
Well, we'll never hear it again, that's for sure.
All right. 1, 2. Love me 2 times, baby. Love me twice today. Love me 2 times, girl. I'm going away. Love me 2 times, girl. 1 for tomorrow, 1 just for today. Love me 2 times, I'm going away. Love me 1 time, I could not speak. Love me 1 time, baby. Yeah, my knees got weak. But love me 2 times, girl. That's me all through the week. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Love me 2 times, I'm gone away. Yeah. one time I could not speak. Love me one time, girl. Yeah, my knees got weak. But love me two times, baby. Last me all through the week. Love me two times, I'm gone away. Love me two times, I'm gone away. Love me two times, babe. Love me twice today. Love me two times, baby. I'm gone away. Love me two times, girl. Last me one for today. Love me two times. I'm gone away. Love me two times. I'm gone away. Love me two times. I'm gone away. Whoa,
We taught that song a lesson, damn it.
damn it.
That song's finished in this town. I think I'll do a sensitive one now to soothe your savage loins. This is a tune that was, thank you. I'm glad someone's paying attention.
Hey, no one's called mine that in a long time.
And they say she keeps her heart in amber, and you can look, but you can't touch a well-known secret as clear as crystal. A diamond in the dust keeps her heart in amber. She keeps her heart in amber, and amber knows that anyone is watching. Amber knows not a soul can see where she's been or where she's going. Is she chained or is she free? She keeps her heart in amber. She keeps her heart in amber. If there are stars in her skies, how could she see them from where her heart lies? Even if all of those stars were in her eyes, could she even free them? Her heart in amber. She keeps her heart in amber. If there are stars in her skies, how could she see them from where her those stars were in her eyes. Could she even free them? Once you know, she keeps her heart in amber, even though it's hidden in plain sight. If you find it, you cannot keep it. Would you steal the darkness from the night? She keeps her heart in amber. She keeps her heart in amber. And over time, our cries become a whisper. And over time, our skin becomes so thin. And over time, our hearts become bone china. They break so easily then. We keep our hearts in amber. We keep our hearts in amber. Thank you. New song. New song. Gavin, new song.
A brand new song,
Yeah.
relatively speaking.
Yeah. I mean, compared to me, it's really new.
Who is that out there?
Love some,
Oh,
love some Doors.
love some Doors.
Thank you for that. I guess that was enough of your stuff, Stanley. Play a Doors song, damn it. Okay.
No, that came up before that song played. I saw it before.
Thank you,
He's
Joe. You're gracious
rebroadcasting
too.
comments.
Hello from Arkansas.
Yeah.
Hey, I own property in Arkansas.
Do you?
It's in Cherokee Village. I own some acreage on a lake. I've never even been there. I bought it on the internet because I'm stupid.
I've got a mansion. They tell me it's nice. I've never been. Forget the price. Okay. All right, we got time for a couple more tunes, and then we're going to take a short break.
We want to come out there into the audience. We want to walk amongst you.
And I
We want
want
to shake every hand, look in every eye, and say thank you for coming out here this evening and sharing with the band and I, and Joe and I, a portion of your ever-shortening lives.
you cheery.
Because actually, we know, if you think about it, the gift of time, folks, is the most precious thing that you can give anyone. And the fact that you chose to give some of your time to us, it's humbling. It's truly humbling. So we just want to come out there and say thank you and show you the CDs we have for sale.
I was just going to mention that. He's got CDs out in the lobby, folks. If you don't have any,
Actually, I have a new album, All Wood and Lead, I did with Dan Navarro. It's all Led Zeppelin songs. It's out. So I just got it back from the manufacturing. Anyhow, take it. But enough about me. What do you think about me? Just put that in.
got to put a comma in there. What do you think about me? Okay. Well, I'm going to do this one for Tara.
And I'll do one for Miss Prissy. Kind of obscure, huh?
Okay, fine. We'll do it in that key then.
Oh, I thought he said I gotta eat. Just wait 2 more seconds.
Ready? Mockingbird in the juniper tree, singing all his songs for me. Singing them so proud and free in endless variation. He doesn't know I'm sleeping still. That mockingbird I'd like to kill. But Harper Lee gave me the will to nix his termination. And so rise on up, get on my way. Thanks to that bird, I'm on my way. Above the grass, below the sky, another day to do or die. Mistakes to make, new things to try. Like a rank beginner, each day I learn, and as I grow, I marvel at what I don't know. No one knows it all, but I know that I'm a winner, 'cause I'm above the grass. Yes, 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 and below the sky. This old world's a wondrous place, filled with tragedy and grace. All the things we daily face are there to grow the spirit. Don't let them stop you, forge ahead. You know, some folks die before they're dead. You gotta ride it to the end. Instead, life's calling, can't you hear it? Yeah, you gotta rise on up without delay. And while you're here, enjoy your stay above the grass, below the sky. Another day to do or die. Mistakes to make, new things to try. Like a rank beginner, each day I learn, and as I grow, I marvel at what I don't know. Well, no one knows it all, but I know that I'm a winner, 'cause I'm above the grass. Yes, 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 and below the sky. Dance and sing with the people you love. Gaze upon the stars above. Contemplate the beauty of each mockingbird you're given. Orchids, onions, apple pie. Smell them flowers, eat that pie. Onions sure can make you cry, but that's all a part of living. Oh, you gotta rise on up. Be on your way. While you're here,
enjoy your stay. Above the grass, below the sky, another day to do or die. Mistakes to make, new things to try, like a rank beginner. Each day I learn, and as I grow, I marvel at what I don't know. No one knows it all, but I know that I'm a winner, 'cause I'm above the grass. Yes, yes, yes. Below the sky. Above the grass, below the sky. Above the grass, below the sky. Above the grass, below the sky. Thank you very much. Wow, these guys. Ooh. I know what song this is. Can't remember the name, but I remember that. The vibrato drives it. The tremolo. Heading down that dark road, there's no telling where we're going. Something in those shadows doesn't seem right to me. Heading down that dark road, fighting lines are all I see. One side or the other lies between you and me. Taking a look around, can't believe what I think I see. Taking a look around, is this the best that we can be? Need a spark to light the way. No sense of direction. Should we spend another day heading down that dark road? Seems we got a lot to lose. Coming to a crossroad. Which way will we choose? Taking a look around, can't believe what I think I see. Taking a look around, is this the best that we can be?
gonna reap, we're gonna reap, we're gonna reap what we sow. We're bound to reap what we sow. Taking a look around, can't believe what I think I see. Taking a look around, is this the best we can be? Taking a look around, is this the best we can be? Taking a look around, is this the best that we can be? Is this the best we can be?
James Lee Stanley, everybody.
Thank you. Dark Road.
Hang in there, everybody online. We'll be right back in about 10 minutes.
We'll be wearing this.
Max. Yeah, you'll know us by our vest.
Yes.
Thanks again. We'll be right back. Oh, I want to mention the next show, but right off the bat, I can't think what it is. Huh? TJ Moss? Yeah, all right. Our buddy TJ Moss, ex of the Yes team, is going to be here, and our theme that night is the moon. So just let your imaginations run free. There is a lot of songs about the moon, and we're going to touch on many of them. And TJ's just a great guy with a great attitude and a real charming person, so come on in and check that show out.
You know that Paul Simon song? You want to write a song about the moon?
No.
Oh, it's cool. It's on his...
So Beautiful or So What?
Yeah, it's a relatively new record, I think. Oh, no, it isn't. Never mind.
We'll
Talk amongst yourselves.
We'll talk about that when we get back.
So I'll be in the lobby. I'll be wearing this and shamelessly pandering, so come on out and say hi.
The Dutchman's not the kind of man to keep his thumb jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. But that's a secret only Margaret knows. When Amsterdam is golden in the morning, Margaret brings him breakfast. She believes him. He thinks the tulips bloom beneath the snow. He's mad as he can be, but Margaret only sees that sometimes. Sometimes she sees her unborn children in his eyes. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Sea. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The Dutchman still wears wooden shoes. His cap and coat are patched with love that Margaret sewed in. Sometimes he thinks he's still in Rotterdam. He'll watch the tugboats down canals, call out to them when he thinks he knows a captain.
till Margaret comes to take him home again, down unforgiving streets that trip him though she holds his arm. Sometimes he thinks he is alone, he calls her name. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Sea. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. His muffler tighter, they sit in the kitchen. Some tea with whiskey keeps away the dew. He sees her for a moment, calls her name. She makes the bed up, singing some old love song. She learned when it was very new. He hums a line or two. They sing together in the night. The Dutchman falls asleep and Margaret blows the candle out. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuyder Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. Now, the dad I had was a typical dad. He wasn't perfect, but he wasn't half bad. He's half of why I'm here, and for that I'm glad. I'm lucky to have had the dad I had. Now, the dad I had met a girl named Mom. Took her to the senior prom. Stole her from a future dad named Tom. The dad I had met a girl named Mom. The dad I had worked all his life to have nice things for the kids and wife. He could build a house with a putty knife. Dad I had worked all of his life. And the dad I had, he was awfully smart. He could put it back together if I took it apart. Taught me how to whistle into armpit full. The dad I had, he was awfully smart. And he did the best he could with what he had. And most of what he had, he got from his dad. dad I had, he was brave and strong. He could whoop 100 other dads all day long. But he never would have done it, see, it would have been wrong. The dad I had was brave and strong. And the dad I had didn't seem to care about the color of your skin or the cut of your hair. If you did your work, he'd treat you square. The dad I had always tried to be fair. Dad I had believed in God. He did his praying every Sunday with a fishing rod. So when he met St. Pete, hope he got the nod. 'Cause the dad I had believed in God, and he did the best he could with what he had. And most of what he had, he got from his dad. The dad I had was a typical dad. He wasn't perfect, but he wasn't half bad. He's half of why I'm here, and for that I'm glad. Yeah, I'm lucky to have had the dad. Dad I had. La-di-da, la-la-la, la-la-la-la. La-di-da, la-la-la, la-la-la-la-la. A Norman Rockwell husband, his Norman Rockwell wife, and Norman Rockwell children, in the Norman Rockwell life, had just begun to notice as things began to change. New folks in the neighborhood were simply way too strange. So showing of Picasso's just hanging on the wall. Checked out the Norman Rockwells hung up across the hall. They thought, what boring looking people, boring little scene. It all looked way too normal, way too simple and too clean. Life's just too full of color, be all black and white. What strikes some as entirely wrong strikes other folks just right. That's why we ought to have a care for all the other folks out there. Rockwell or Picasso, they're equal in God's sight. So the art museum opened and the public funneled in. All up and down that hallway, viewing did begin. And they loved the juxtaposition of the two contrasting styles. The wonders of creation reflected in their smiles. Life's just too full of color, be all black and white. What strikes some as entirely wrong strikes other folks just right. That's why we ought to have a care for all the other folks out there. Rockwell or Picasso, they're equal in God's sight. Hey, that's what I say. Sometime after closing, paintings were alone. They gained a fresh perspective. Respect for each had grown. So a Norman Rockwell husband gave his hat a tip. A Picasso fella winked an eye where there should have been a lip. Life's just too full of color, be all black and white. What strikes some as entirely wrong strikes other folks just right. That's why we ought to have a care for all the other folks out there. Rockwell or Picasso, they're equally in God's sight. Sing it with me, say la-di-da, la-la-la, la-la-la-la, la-di-da, la-la-la, la-la-la-la. Say la-di-da, la-la-la, la-la-la-la, la-di-da, la-la-la, la-la-la-la-la, la-di-da, la-la-la, la-la-la-la, la-di-da, la-la-la, la-la-la-la, la-di-da, la-la-la, la-la-la-la, la-di-da, la-la-la, la-la-la-la. Some are light, some are heavy. Some drive Ford, some swear by Chevy. Some are brilliant, some just smart. They all hold a special place in our heart. Doctors, lawyers, farmers, framers, glazers, grocers, lion tamers, teaching school or driving bus. Whatever they do for us, 'cause they're dads all over this world, bringing up boys, bringing up girls, hard as nails, soft as butter. When the question's tough, it's ask your mother. Dads, naughty and nice, offering up their sage advice. Stand up straight, do your best, make me prouder than all the rest of those dads. Some are cool, some are nerdy. Some stay clean while some get dirty. Some show love, some can't show it. But they do enough that somehow we know it. Helping out their sons and daughters, guiding us over troubled waters. If they fail, if they fall, they're supermen in our eyes, that's all. They're dads all over this world, bringing up boys, bringing up girls, hard as nails, soft as butter. When the question's tough, it's ask your mother. Dads, naughty and nice, offering up their sage advice. Stand up straight, do your best, make me prouder than all the rest. Say you, your daddy never did get along, but your mom could make you by herself. So let's just sing this song for the rest of those dads. This old world can sure get crazy. Black and white gets awfully hazy. What is tough can still get tougher. More slings and arrows we must suffer. It's up to you, young men in waiting. If fatherhood you're contemplating, save the planet, beat the drum, teach peace and love upon becoming. 2, 3, 4. Dads all over this world, bringing up boys, bringing up girls, hard as nails, soft as butter. When the question's tough, it's ask your mother. Dads, naughty and nice, offering up their sage advice. Stand up straight and do your best. He'll be prouder than all the rest of those dads. That's right. Give it up for those dads. We all had dads. Those crazy dads. Hard-working dads. Old softy dads. Lawn mowing dads. Gone fishing dads. Philosopher dads. Beer drinking dads. Smart thinking dads. Sport shouting dads. Mom loving.
Hi, everybody. Sorry we took so long. We had to go over a little song in the back in the green room. And now we're waiting on James Lee, who is shamelessly pandering out in the lobby. But we're back. And I'll get my guitar plugged in and get my earbuds in. And by the time I do that, James Lee will be here.
You will.
Yeah. For those of you who are here back live in the room for the first time in well over a year, some of you may or may not know that we have been broadcasting. We kept the Folkey Monkey going, but just online. And Dale and Thais Hauer over there got the big idea that they would solicit from our audiences from all the years that we've been doing this. You know, they had the names and numbers of some of the people who used to come here on a regular basis, and they got pictures from them, and they printed those pictures up nice and big, 14 by, or 17 by 11, whatever, big. And they pinned them onto the back of the chairs, so we had an audience, even though we were, only online. It was great. And, pardon? Jeffrey Joe was in the picture, and as was James Lee, and many people from past shows. And quite a few people who were here tonight were in those pictures.
The last time that I was on stage playing a concert was right here, March the 12th of last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I sort of bookend the pandemic,
So we're going to do a tune right now that was requested on the break. And James Lee, if you can give up your mic for a song.
Yeah, of course.
You can play along, but we've got a couple of background vocalists that are going to join us on the mic. Yeah, bring them on up. We're going to ask Claudia Stasny to come join us, and Liz Abbott, the publisher of our local esteemed music journal, The Troubadour, San Diego Troubadour. And they asked if I would play. Yeah. If I would play this song of mine called Soul Radio. And ladies, get as close to that mic as you can.
Oh, yeah. What about the pandemic? It's over. That's what I say, the pandemic.
So this song is about radio stations and the soul and lots of wattage and trying to listen to your inner voice that's always trying to tell you what to do. And if you do, things will go pretty good. If you don't, things may go astray. So it's called Soul Radio. I had my ears tuned to the wind since about 1963, when I heard there were some answers blowing there. A whole bunch of burning questions welled up inside of me.
but I never heard an answer anywhere. So those questions went unanswered through the laughter and the tears. I figured I'd just solve them on my own. Then one day I heard something that was music to my ears, and the mysteries were solved. I should have known, should have known.
So radio,
Coming through the night,
so radio,
made everything alright.
so radio,
A still quiet voice, it was a natural choice.
so radio,
I just tuned it in,
so radio,
couldn't help but win with nothing but the truth from the broadcast booth deep inside my soul. Soul radio lets the good times roll. This old world's so full of trouble, sometimes it fills me up with doubt. Some days I feel 100 shades of blue. Don't even want to face the music, so I try to tune it out. But tuning in, that's the thing I ought to do. Yeah, you learn more when you listen. More you listen, more you grow. The more you grow, the more doubt fades away. So when it all gets all too much, it's deep inside I go, where I listen to my heart's disc jockey say, what's it say?
so radio,
For my morning drive,
so radio,
brings me home at 5
so radio,
in the midnight hour. More than 1 billion watts of power.
so radio,
I just turn it up,
so radio,
and it fills my cup with nothing but the truth from the broadcast booth deep inside my soul. Soul radio lets the good times roll. Oh, it's like a beam from some transmitter at a station on a mountain, across the border with no limit to its power. Soul radio is calling out all day and through the night. It's there to serenade me in my darkest hour. It's gonna serenade me in my darkest hour.
so radio,
Whispers in my ears,
so radio,
just what I need to hear.
so radio,
Commercial free for eternity.
so radio,
I just set my dial
so radio,
and it makes me smile. Coming through the night, making everything alright. Radio,
so radio,
nothing but the truth from the broadcast booth deep inside my soul. Soul radio lets the good times roll. Soul radio lets the good times roll.
so radio,
Listen, no static, it's automatic.
so radio,
Coming through the night, making everything alright.
so radio,
Request lines are open.
so radio,
SOUL Soul Radio. That's Claudia Perkins-Stasny and Liz Abbott. They're backing us up. And the backup singers backed up. You can just take that thing right off there if you want.
I'm not afraid.
All right.
I've been dead before.
You can put some of this stuff on it.
Well, everybody's drinking but me. What's happening?
Oh, well then here, have this.
No, I can't. I don't. Are there any floaters?
No floaters.
Okay.
And if there were, it'd be dead now. Trust me.
Okay. My Forrest. Forrest, you still here? Oh, there.
Forrest Smith.
Yeah, Forrest picked up the album I did with Michael Smith, so I was thinking I would do a Michael Smith tune, huh?
Why don't we do back to back?
Okay.
No. That's not. Don't take me. Oh, I've got a joke for you. What's the difference between a literalist and a kleptomaniac?
I give up.
A literalist takes things literally. A kleptomaniac takes things literally.
So that's the second joke we've got to make sure never is told again.
I got another one. So this guy, he gets a job in a driving bus at a retirement community. And his first day on the job, they're going to a field trip. He's got a whole busload of octogenarian folks, and he gets a tap on the shoulder after about the first 5 miles, and he turns around, there's this little old lady holding out a handful of peanuts. And he says, "Oh, thank you, ma'am. Appreciate that." She goes back to her seat, he eats the peanuts. 5 miles later, tap, little old lady, peanuts. "Thank you, ma'am, I really appreciate it." And so he keeps on going. This happens every 5 miles for about 30, 40 miles. Last time she taps him on the shoulder and he turns around and he says, "Ma'am, I really appreciate all these snacks you're bringing me. This is great. But don't you like peanuts?" And she goes, "No, I don't have any teeth. I just buy them for the chocolate coating."
Okay, is there anyone left on the internet or have they all gone? Okay, so, well, this is my pal Michael Smith, one of my closest and dearest friends for almost 50 years. And Michael passed August of last year. And I spoke to him a whole lot on the phone in the 8 or 9 months before he passed. And he called me 2 days before he passed. He FaceTimed me. And he said, "James, I just wanted to tell you how much I love you." And he said all this wonderful stuff, and we were both weeping. And then he said, "But I want you to know that this is literally the last phone call I'm making. I'm not doing another email or another phone call because I just want to focus on dying." And I said, "Well, that makes sense, Michael, because it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity." And when I said that, he burst out laughing, and it was so great to make him laugh that hard, that close to the edge, And he and I have written a lot of songs together. We did an album that Forrest picked up called Two Man Band 2, and it's just Michael and I, guitars and vocals. But we played together for years, and we wrote songs together, and we just were the best of friends. So this is a tune that he wrote. I was going to write it, but he wrote it first. Bastard. So this is called There.
Surprise, surprise, looking into your eyes, to see so far away, right in my own backyard, to have visions like this, not be so hard to come by. See why a word and a kiss can take the world away. Even though you haven't taken me to Paris alone, you're never gonna catch me saying that you never take me anywhere, 'cause the places you've been taking me to are way, way closer home. Don't know where I'm going, but wherever it is, you take there, you take there, and every day this wild winter stays to rattle our window. The hotter the sand on this beach where we run, the bluer the skies, the greener the billows, the whiter the strand, the brighter the sun. Though you haven't taken me to Paris, you're never gonna catch me saying that you never take me anywhere, 'cause the places you've been taking me to are way, way closer to home. Don't know where I'm going, but wherever it is, you take there, you take there. Here's what Mr. Lao Tzu has to say about hometowns. He says if your life is true, you don't have to go far to find heaven and earth on the rim of your doorway, to find ocean and sky wherever you are. And even though you haven't taken me to Paris or Rome, you're never gonna catch me saying that you never take me anywhere. The places you've been taking me to are way, way closer to home. And I don't know where I'm going, but wherever it is, you take there, you take there.
Michael Peter Smith. The worst song he ever wrote was Great. Unbelievable song. And an amazing friend.
And I'm going to do a Michael Peter Smith song too.
See what I mean? This was a song, Michael and I did a songwriting seminar in Las Vegas, and he talked about how he wrote this song. And he said that he wanted to do one of these songs that was like a song you'd sing in a beer garden where everybody would like raise their glasses and sing this tune. And he was a big fan of the Kingston Trio, and he learned a song of theirs called Raspberries, Strawberries. And it goes, let's see. Like that, it goes raspberries, strawberries, and it has this lick. So he threw that into the song and created one of the greatest songs anybody ever wrote. It's been recorded by over 100 people, and it's like iconic in the acoustic world. And Joe does a great job of it. Take it.
Thanks, James Lee. Yeah, the first time I heard this, I was in a bar called the Phone Booth Lounge in Flint, Michigan. All my Michigan buddies out there, you'll remember the phone
I played
booth.
Flint. I'll get you for that.
And the phone booth was a cool place. It was completely black inside, with the exception of the red tuck and roll booths. And on each table there was a red telephone, and you would pick up the phone and you would call the bar and give them your order, and then the waitress would bring it to your table. And I hadn't been playing there yet. I just went in to see these two guys play, and they played this song. And I had never heard of Michael Peter Smith, but it was my first introduction to Steve Goodman.
It was Goodman?
Well, no, they did the Goodman version of it.
I see, okay.
So, and I loved it. It made me cry right off the bat, this song. And so I loved it, and I learned it the way they did it.
He also wrote it when he was like 22, and you hear the lyrics. It's impossible somebody that age could
Pretty
get
amazing.
that, you know?
So, anyway, I learned it the way Steve Goodman did it. And fast forward now to like 2002 or 2003, I can't remember what it was, but Jimmy's gone already. But Jimmy Duke was here earlier, and he does this concert series, and house concert series, and he tells me, and I'm recording all his shows for him, and he tells me that the next show coming up is going to be Michael Peter Smith. And by then I had heard of, I knew he was the songwriter of this great song that I'd learned and loved for years. And I'm just thrilled. I'm going, oh my God, Michael Peter Smith is coming to do a show here, and I'll meet him. And I just recorded it. Oh, it must have been 2001, or 2002, because I released the CD in 2001. And so comes the night that Michael's there, and he's there, and he's having his after-show meal that Jimmy always provides, and I walk up to him and introduce myself, and I said, Michael, it was brilliant, and I've loved your song, The Dutchman, all these years, and I recorded it just now, and I put it on my CD, and here's my CD, and I handed it to him, and he said, oh man, that's so cool, thank you very much. Maybe somebody finally got the words and the melody right. And I went, what? He goes, yeah, Steve Goodman slaughtered it. And I went, oh.
That was one of the last things he said, too. He said, if people doing my songs, James, make sure they get the chords and the words right.
Words right. So he tells me that, and I'm going, oh my God, I just gave him my CD, and it's just like Steve Goodman, and I'm going, oh, jeez. So I made it a vow to myself and to Michael that one day I'd record it and get it right. And so I came close. No one could ever do a song that Michael Peter Smith wrote like Michael Peter Smith, but you can come close. As long as you get the intent in there, I think he'd appreciate it. So here you go, Michael. And here's a song called The Dutchman. It's for anybody who's ever been in love. 2, 3, 4.
The Dutchman's not the kind of man to
keep his thumb jammed in the dam that holds his dreams in. But that's a secret only Margaret knows. When Amsterdam is golden in the morning, Margaret brings him breakfast. She believes him. He thinks the tulips bloom beneath the snow. He's mad as he can be, but Margaret only sees that sometimes. Sometimes she sees her unborn children in his eyes. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The Dutchman still wears wooden shoes. His cap and coat are patched with love that Margaret sewed in. Sometimes he thinks he's still in Rotterdam. He'll watch the tugboats down canals and call out to them when he thinks he knows the captain. Till Margaret comes to take him home again, down unforgiving streets that trip him though she holds his arm. Sometimes he thinks he is alone and he calls her name. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. The windmills whirl the winter in. She winds his muffler tighter. They sit in the kitchen. Some tea with whiskey keeps away the dew. He sees her for a moment, calls her name. She makes his bed up singing some old love song. Song she learned when it was very new. He hums a line or two. They sing together in the night. The Dutchman falls asleep and Margaret blows the candle out. Let us go to the banks of the ocean, where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee. Long ago, I used to be a young man, and dear Margaret remembers that for me. Do the chorus one time with us. Let us go to the banks of the ocean,
Where the walls rise,
where the walls rise above the Zuider Zee.
Long ago, I used to be a young man.
Long ago, I used to be a young man.
And dear Margaret remembers that. For me.
And dear Margaret remembers that for me. Thank you. Thanks, James Lee.
Yeah, he was a fine writer and a good friend. Oh, that's a funny tune. It's not a Doors song. Do you want to do the frog song for them?
Well, maybe. It's your turn.
Oh, too bad. I had a request for this tune called "When Love Comes Knocking," so I'm going to do it now because my memory is not what it used to be, and I may forget by the end of the show where I am.
Close your eyes, count to 10. Keep the can on the oxen free. Be as ready you can be. Oh, when love comes around. Yeah, when love comes around. You better be there rocking when love comes a-knocking. When love comes knocking around. Can you sing it?
Remember, you got to talk on the mic a little bit because the folks out in the internet land
In
can't hear
Arkansas,
you.
I said that comes from a musical called Straight from the Heart that, as I recall, no one bought. So,
It's a great song, and
I like the song. Yeah, I gave it to James Taylor, but he didn't care.
that would have been. I was thinking James Taylor when I was listening to it.
I was thinking he's gonna make me rich. I'm telling you, he just does his own songs in Motown. That's it, you know. On Carol King.
Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown. Like a dog without a bone, an actor out on loan. Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road, his brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday, let your children play. If you give this man a ride, sweet family will die. Killer on the road. Girl, you gotta love your man. Girl, you gotta love your man. Take him by the hand, make him understand. The world on you depends, our life will never end. You gotta love your man. Riders on the storm.
Riders on the storm, riders on the storm. Into this house we're born, into this world we're thrown, like a dog without a bone, an actor out on loan. Riders on the storm. Riders on the storm, 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 riders on the storm. Thank you. The only thing missing with it was the thunderstorm.
If I'd had the Mexican food, I could have supplied.
Oh man, is it that late already? Golly gee, it's only 7:30.
Hey, listen, thank you all for coming out, because we weren't sure anyone was going to come. So it's really great to play for live humans. I got to tell you, it just beats playing for the. I've been doing shows in my little studio on the computer and putting them out to people, and it's just been not nearly as wonderful, you know. It's, this is just sweet. I sure appreciate you coming. I just wanted to let you know that. Okay, I'm done with the saccharine stuff.
Live it up now.
preacher preach salvation and the fires of hell. Let that politician spew his lies. Let him tweet, let him yell. 'Cause time will tell, and everybody knows he's gonna reap just what he sowed. And the fuse is bound to blow sooner or later. Live it up now, live it up. Live it up now, live it up. Live it up now when you can live it down later. Do it again, do it again. Live it up now, live it up. Live it up now, live it up. Oh yes, live it up now. You can live it down later. Grazie tutti.
James Lee Stanley, ladies and gentlemen.
Joe Rathburn.
And of course, Jeff Stasny on percussion and Jim Reeves on bass. And
Jim Reeves.
I feel like we should go out with one more Rockin' Doors song.
Yeah, do you know this one? This is well, the clock says it's time to go now. I guess I got to go now. I really like to stay here all night. The cars crawl past all stuffed with ice. The street lights share their hollow glow. Your brain seems bruising, no surprise. Still one place to go. Still one place to go. Let me sleep all night in your soul kitchen. Don't let me gentle soul. Tell me on the baby. Don't let me Your fingers weave quick minarets, speaking secret alphabets. I light another cigarette, learn to forget, learn to forget, learn to forget, learn to forget. Let me sleep all night in your soul kitchen, on your gentle stove. Turn me on, baby. Don't let the needle grow.
Thank you, James Lee Stan.
Thank you all. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jeff.
And
Thank you, Forrest and Doug. Thank you very much. Yes, and you people out somewhere in the world and in Arkansas.
Thanks for being here, everybody.
What, wine?
So good to have you back. So good to have the Folkey Monkey feel normal again.
Really, and listen, we're all going to Tara's house. I'll give you all the address. Just right from
Yep, here we come. Better get on home and get some snacks ready, okay? All right. And thanks to John Kirko back there on all things tech.
Huzzah, John. Virtual tip jar. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have a virtual tip jar.
So
and we
don't
hope
forget,
somebody...
when they say virtual tip jar, they don't mean virtual tips. They
Yeah.
mean that the jar is virtual. The tips, of course, would be
Actual.
actual.
Yeah. So thanks everybody out there in interwebs land, and of course you folks here live and in person. Hey, you folks in the interwebs, if you ever come to San Diego, of course you can pop in here and be in the live audience.
It's true, there's no height requirement.
That's right. You must be this high. No. You must be very high to get into the Folkey Monkey.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Hey, I qualify. So good night, everybody, and
Dave's not here.
and as we slowly fade into the sunset, thanks again, James Lee.
Thank you for having me.
Drive safely back to
Great to be back on stage after 15 months. Thank you.
Way down under, by the stars, it ain't that far from where I was to where I are. It may not be a long way to where I wanna be. Eventually, imagination meets reality. So it's here